walking around talking with people. A lot of these good folks would be very pleased to talk to you. I will certainly look forward to meeting any and all of you that I possibly can. It is always a great experience to meet our viewing audience, so we certainly encourage you to come. That's May 17 and 18. That's next Saturday and Sunday here in Louisiana, Clark Custom Guns. You can call them, area 318-949-9884, having a little trouble talking today. Or certainly you can call us here, 318-377-5189, or you can call Bobby, area 903-693-5097. But I think it's very easy to find. It's right off the interstate, and we'll be talking about that later in the program today, giving you directions. So anyway, friends, here's the little Ruger 22, but we have our water bottle out here at 100 yards. Put our rifle down. And no, we're not going to shoot this with a full-size revolver like this Ruger GP100. We'll be talking about this later on the show today. We're going to shoot it with what some people call a snub nose revolver. Some people call them snubbies. And we have this SP101 and .357 Magnum loaded with some of the great Georgia Arms 125 grain jacketed hollow points. So let's take a look out here at our 100-yard target and see how it works. Friends, I tell you what, a lot of times these little guns don't get the respect they deserve as far as their accuracy potential. Also, let me put in a plug for the accuracy of Georgia Arms ammunition. Friends, everything we have tried has performed at a superior level. That's the ammunition we have gotten from Georgia Arms. The good news is it's at discount prices. So whether it's for your .357 or for your 30-06 or your 7mm Magnum or whatever else, please give Georgia Arms a call. Certainly want to put in a good word for them because they deserve it. Anyway, let's open another shooting show. Friends, here we are in Houston, Texas, and we're talking with Ben with Israel Arms International Incorporated. And this is a very fine company that is selling Israel-made arms here in the United States. Now, Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been here, you're originally from Israel, is that correct?
Yes, I am. I'm from Israel, raised in the firearm business. My father is one of the first gunsmiths that was issued to the Israeli Air Force, and we are born in arms business at my father's back store and developing firearms and parts for the Israeli militaries and the police departments in Israel.
Well, now that's a real firearms background, and besides that, you're also a shooting enthusiast, is that right?
I love shootings, and this is one of my favorite things to do.
Now, friends, this is important because when you have someone in charge of a company that is actually selling guns, and this, believe it or not, is a little bit unusual because so many of the firearms manufacturers are not really shooters. They may be engineers and marketing people, but they're not really shooters. And Ben actually comes from a shooting background. Now, we're going to be looking at some of the guns they make, and most of you who know something about handguns are going to be familiar with a lot of these. What you've done, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you've done is you've taken models that already exist, that have been around historically, and you and your engineers have done some improvements.
Right.
For instance, on this new Golan, this is offered in 9mm and 40 caliber, and we'll take a closer look at this in just a moment. But you went over this. A lot of people, it's very similar to what some of us have seen as far as the SIG type semi-automatics, double action semi-automatics, but there are some important differences. One, this is completely ambidextrous, and it has some strength improvements or advancements in the frame. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And we've been out shooting these guns, and I was very impressed with handling and accuracy on a lot of the 40 calibers are not that accurate, but this one's very impressive. We'll look at this in just a few moments. We have another gun that I'm really excited about, and this is the 45, and this is the Gall. Did I say that right? I'm close. And it's what we're used to seeing, a commander type or commander size 45 ACP. And what I noticed, one, it had excellent shooting characteristics, but it was also very accurate. We shot some several groups, one-hole groups out at 15 yards or so, and that impresses me when any commander type 45 will do that, and it has proper tolerances. It has a little bit of shake like they're supposed to. Now, Ben, tell me briefly, now your guns are all forgings and not castings. Is there a reason for that?
The Israeli people believing only in the forged pistols. The military believe in the forged pistols, and that's the Israeli traditions to have a pistols completely forged and no casting.
Now, in the Israel, the country itself is sort of a semi-desert, or you have a very arid, you have a lot of sand and things like that, right?
That's right.
And that's where you're forging. Apparently, they're much more durable in the harshest of conditions. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, you know, our own U.S. military had we have an aluminum frame pistol of another manufacturer, no point mentioning right now, but I understand in the Desert Storm operation, the sand really gave those guns some trouble. And so this is something that you folks have to deal with. And friends, remember that unfortunately, the Israeli nation has to fight every day to survive. Am I accurate on that?
You're right. We have to survive in the way that the Israeli people living and our neighbors around us.
Well, unfortunately, you have some neighbors that are not terribly friendly over there.
That's right.
And so in this case, friends, quality of machine work, quality of metal, and reliability is absolutely important all the time.
All the time.
Because you folks, your citizens a lot of your citizens are in the military, and when the military is not around, your citizens have to be prepared to take care of themselves, huh?
That's right, you got it.
Well, friends, I tell you, we're very pleased to be associated with these fine folks, and we were very impressed out shooting. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look. We have one thing I do want to mention. You have a holster that is available. This is a law enforcement only holster.
Security company.
And security company, because the law enforcement people would have a special need, and we'll show you something about that in just a moment. It is a very special holster because this would prevent someone from getting the gun away from a law enforcement officer and using it on him. Is that?
You're right.
That's the point. And friends, it is neat. This is a great concept, and one that I know that we have a number of police officers and security people that watch our program, and I think this is a great idea because it's just all in the grip on how you get the gun, on how it works, and we'll give a brief demonstration of that. But this is something that's very exciting that they can also get through you. Is that right, Ben?
Yes.
Okay, we have an 800 number. Let's go ahead and give that right now. We want to give the 800 number for these fine guns, and it is. Friends, get a pencil. You're going to want to write this down. 1-800-599-2561. Again, 1-800-599-2561. And I do want to mention that these 45s and the Garland, what a lot of us would resemble a Signa, these guns are available right now, along with a similar gun to the high power. In fact, this is in 9mm. This is a very nice version of the high power. It has the forward serrations on the slide. Again, we're going to look at that closer in a moment. But we have another distinction here. Let me mention this 45 has a lot of custom features, such as the extended beaver tail grip safety, the ring type hammer, the slightly larger thumb safety. It has a very nice slide stop release here. You also have a custom grip, have a longer trigger, the forward serrations on the slide. Yeah, they fixed it. You have the front sight that will not come out. It's a dovetail front sight, a very nice low profile rear sight, and guess what? This gun is going to be hundreds of dollars cheaper or let's rephrase that, hundreds of dollars less expensive, because there's nothing cheap about this gun, or any of these guns. There's nothing at all cheap about them, but they are more affordable. Honestly, Ben, we had a gun on the program that looked just like this a while back, retail $1,300, and your gun is going to retail for probably under $500.
$500.
So depending on who your dealer may be, and friends, I see this as exciting. You have a custom grade pistol here that's going to retail for under $500. That's exciting. So what you need to do, you need to give them a call, again, 1-800-599-2561, and you have a brochure or something you'll send out to the folks.
Catalogs. We will send a catalog.
Send a catalog. Friends, I tell you what, these folks have come aboard. They're going to help us stay on the air and help us to keep bringing you information about guns and shooting. So please, let's support them. So please give them a call. These are tremendous values. They're excellent pieces of work, and certainly you're going to be seeing more of these guns on our program here. Well, let's take a closer look at the guns we're talking about.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
You know, friends, all of us as shooting enthusiasts should be subscribing to Shotgun News, the trading post for anything that shoots. 3 big issues monthly with literally thousands and thousands of firearms bargains. Give them a call, 1-800-345-6923, a very inexpensive subscription price. Again, 1-800-345-6923. Subscribe today. Friends, here it is, the great Georgia Arms ammunition. Notice these ballistic tip nodular bullets in this Georgia Arms ammunition. You see, this is equivalent to a box of 20 for only $7.95. Now, friends, that is a terrific price for essentially custom-loaded ammunition. Of course, for the plain full metal jacket, it is much less expensive. Here's another tremendous bag of Georgia Arms ammunition, 7mm Remington Magnum, 20 rounds, only $17.95. Loaded with these premium Nosler ballistic tips. I tell you, this is custom ammunition at a discount price. Tell you what, friends, the good people at Georgia Arms do understand what's going on in this country. They understand how important our gun rights are, and they're supporting us on this project. The good news is you can get absolutely superior ammunition at discount prices, whether you have a handgun or a rifle. If you want to take that big hunt, you can afford to practice with your rifle as well as use that same ammunition on the hunt because they are so reasonably priced. These are some of the nicest people we have ever met in this business, bar none, and they're down in beautiful Villa Rica, Georgia. So please, friends, if you would, you can get a free catalog with a free phone call. That's as good as the deal gets. A free catalog, free phone call, 1-800 1-800-624-6861. Again, Georgia Arms, 1-800-624-6861. And please tell them you saw it here on our shooting show. Friends, this is the special holster for law enforcement and security personnel only, and I can see their point, because the average person would not necessarily need a holster like this, but in the event, you know, many times law enforcement people are shot with their own gun. So this is one of the best examples I've seen about, for instance, and watch this, I have the thumb brake unsnapped now, but you know what? You're not going to be able to pull that gun out of that holster. It is not going to go. I mean, somebody may have hold of it, but you're not going to get it out. Now then, if you grab the gun in the proper procedure, it'll come right out. And of course, my belt here, this is just a dress belt, it's not a gun belt, so it did shift up. But again, you can't get it out, and you, on the proper procedure, grab the gun, it comes right out. This is a great idea. And those of you law enforcement personnel need to give them a call if you're interested in this. And they will. This is, like I said, law enforcement and security only. The average person is not going to need this, but for the law enforcement officer that's concerned about gun retention, this is very important. And I think this is a very fine idea. One of the best features I have seen. And it does work with a little follow proper procedure, and it comes right out. Slick. I'm impressed. Friends, this is the Golan, and made by the good folks at Israel Arms International Incorporated. And a lot of us will be familiar, again, comparing it to the SIG type guns that we've seen before, but this has some important improvements. One, the frame is quite a bit heavier duty, it's bigger. See, it has excellent sights. Here you have and we know this gun's unloaded, we're going to check it, we know it's unloaded. Also, see the big ejection port here, this is important for reliability. Has a polished feed ramp, of course. This is the slide release right here. It is also the hammer drop, but you'll notice on the right side of the gun, it's completely ambidextrous. You can have a lever over here that does the same function, a mirror image here, and of course here is the takedown lever right here, magazine release right here. It has a very smooth and light double action, and the single action is probably about 3 pounds, not heavy at all. We had excellent results with this gun on the range, much more accurate than the average 40 caliber gun we've seen. This is the Golan, and it will also be a couple of $100 cheaper than the European version that it was actually made sort of reminiscent of there. Now, friends, one of the nice features about the Golan is, let me show you how easily it's taken down for cleaning. Pull the slide all the way back. Let's slide, of course, we'll take the magazine out, which we have already done. Pull the slide back, and then just pull down on the front lever, and watch this. Literally, the gun comes apart for cleaning. Very, very simple, very easy. Certainly in the field or an emergency situation, this is really a good idea. And to put the gun back together, and bear in mind I'm doing this through the camera, all you have to do is put the frame back on the slide, watch this, and now it's back together. That is really an excellent feature. Of course, decock it from either side there. Very nice and thoughtful engineering. Many times we don't have thoughtful engineering, but that could really be an important feature in the field. Now, friends, I'll tell you, this is a gun I'm really excited about, because you know I like 1911s and I like 45s, and this is the Gall, and it is a commander-sized pistol, but it has a lot of the custom touches that we're used to seeing on much more expensive guns. One, the beaver tail grip safety, the ring-type commander hammer has an extended safety there that is very positive. I like that. And of course the slide release here, got plenty of space on the slide release. The long trigger, which I find certainly an added plus. Also the forward serrations on the slide, so you can check the gun from up here. You don't have to go back here. A lot of us want to check them like this and to see if they're loaded. The barrel has already been throated. It has the excellent dovetail front sight. This front sight's not going to come out. It also proved to be extremely accurate on the range. This gun is going to be literally hundreds of dollars less expensive than we would normally expect to pay. Comes with the custom finger groove grip there, the rubber grips, a very, just absolutely super value. This is the Gall 45 commander size 45 ACP pistol from the good folks at Israel Arms International Incorporated. Very nice package. Now friends, a lot of you will be familiar with the design on this particular pistol. This is very similar to the Browning High Power, one of the great designs from John Browning, but it does have some important improvements over the standard Browning type gun, and one of which is this beaver tail here. When I shoot a high power, typically the hammer will catch the web of my hand here, but you'll notice this hammer and this beaver tail, your hand is protected, so that is a very great plus. It also has the ambidextrous safety. This particular gun has a custom sight. This is an optional sight. The standard gun comes with a 3-dot sight, which is just fine with me. Notice also the forward slide serration, so you can check the gun from the front or certainly from the back. All forging, steel forging. It has a custom a rubber grip here. A very, very nice package, and again, much less expensive than what we would normally expect to see on a gun like this, the Kareen 2. Now that we're going to show you one more, we have a compact model of the high power or the Kareen Mark II, and these, you notice it's slightly more, has a shorter barrel, just a slightly more compact design. These will be available in the fall or late fall of this year. So this is something that's certainly an exciting gun that we will be considering. They're great guns from these good folks, Israel Arms International Incorporated, and first quality at a very economical price.
Well, Ben, I want to thank you for taking time. We had a great time out on the range, and we appreciate, I know how busy you are, but also, friends, we certainly, these folks have a great product at terrific prices. You know, the things that we try and have on our shooting show, we try and have things that will inform you, but also you can actually afford to buy. And what kind of warranty? These guns do come with a warranty, don't they?
Lifetime repair policy on those pistols.
Friends, that's as good as it gets, a lifetime repair policy. Anything else you'd like to add? Of course, Ben, you've been here for a long time in the United States, and you really do understand the needs of the American shooter. And besides selling these guns worldwide, the American market's very important to you, isn't it?
That's right. Very important for us, and we'd like to give them the best service they need.
Well, friends, these are people down here in Houston, Texas, and they know what they're doing, and we really appreciate their participation with us on the shooting show. They're terrific products, so again, let's support them because they're supporting us. Let's give you that number again, 1-800-599-2561, and please tell them that you saw it here in our program. Get that catalog. It's a great catalog. You're going to enjoy seeing it because these are terrific guns.
Thank you very much.
Well, friends, here it is. This is the great 1919 Browning machine gun. This is the A4 model converted to semi-automatic by the good folks out at NWI. We've heard from some folks who've gotten these guns, and I tell you, everyone has been so enthusiastic, and they're very reasonably priced, certainly for what you're getting. Realize the guns come with a tripod here. They come with 500 rounds of ammunition included in the basic price there. This is a real piece of history, something that a lot of us would like to own. And trust me on this one, we're not going to be able to own these forever. We're not going to be able to get them forever. So So if you've been thinking about getting one of these, I would certainly try and put it in my budget, try and put it in my future there, because I just don't see the availability of these guns for a long time. Certainly we can do it now. You have an opportunity. Also remember, they also have the great A6 version, which of course has a shoulder stock. You can even get a scope for these guns that of course they will shoot with remarkable accuracy. They are available in .30-06 chambering. They will be available in some other calibers. That's what they're out there working on now, is making them available in some other calibers. Remember that NWI has a tremendous deal on surplus ammunition. They will sell you linked ammunition for only 18 cents a round. That's $180 a thousand. This is a real bargain. But remember, this ammunition deal will not go on forever either. So friends, I tell you, this is really an opportunity to own a terrific collectible, to own a piece of U.S. history. This is one of the finest examples of John Browning's design genius, and they really are also, besides being historical, besides being a tremendous piece of equipment, they're also a lot of fun. Please give NWI a call today. Area 503-429-5001. Again, area 503-429-5001. NWI, call about the great deals available. They'll even break up your payments, help you afford one of these very fine guns. And give them a call today, and please tell them that you saw it here on our shooting show.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
And now, friends, let's go back to a segment we started a couple of weeks ago. Here I'm joined by Harold Terry. In fact, he is one of the expert shooters I am privileged to know, and we're going to examine some of the finer points of cowboy action shooting.
Johnny, all lever action rifles that are tube fed, and they all are, has to have a blunt nose on it, because when this gun fires, then everything is shaking. And if you have a pointed nose bullet on the shell, and here it'll jump back and the primer will fire it. It will be fired by the pointed nose, so they all have to be, and it'll shoot out of the barrel here, so by the magazine. So you have to have a blunt nose cartridge. All right, here we go with the projectors, a blunt nose. We push it in there, and we don't push it all the way. We leave the loading port open so that you can see it now. And we're going to just put another one in, and then we'll put one more in. Now you close it all the way. Then you mount the gun to your shoulder and you shoot it. As you're shooting the rifle, Johnny, you want to kind of lean into it. As you eject it and you fire it. That's 6 rounds, 5 rounds, I think. All right, Johnny, in our shotgun shooting, we can't shoot but 2 rounds at a time. So what we do is we pull 2 off our belt, we drop 1 in, we shut it, bring it up, and then we shoot it. Then we'll shoot the one right in the middle there. I'm going to shoot the gong over the side. You come back, you reach and get 2 more, shut it, bring it up there, and you shoot it again, Johnny. Come back, you get 2 more, you drop 1 in the top, you shut it, bring 1 on the bottom, and you're ready to go again. And that's 6 shots.
Harold, I tell you, I have really enjoyed it. I appreciate you taking time to visit with us today and look at some of these great guns, because we want to promote cowboy action shooting because it has the great spirit, certainly of American history, and plus a lot of people are becoming a lot better shots, aren't they?
They are, Johnny, and we go back to that, no one loves you like you do.
And you can pick up or improve your skill at taking care of yourself, and honestly, some of the skills you learn out here on the range, even in this cowboy competition, could mean the difference in you getting home safely or you defending your home safely. So this is something we're definitely in support of, is cowboy action shooting, and you're going to be seeing some more things like this. We're going to have cowboy action shooting both days out at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, right near here. And we're going to have Saturday and Sunday will be cowboy action shooting. You're going to be out there, aren't you, Harold?
I certainly am.
And friends, if you see Brother Harold out on the range there, well, he'll be very happy to talk to you, visit with you, whoever you might be, wherever you might be from. And we just want to invite folks out because we want to show how you can have a great time for you and your family out enjoying these fine firearms and enjoying the things that go along with this tremendous sport of cowboy action shooting.
Very best for you.
Thanks, Brother Harold. I appreciate it. I'm wearing this full-length duster available from Olson Brothers, and this great hat, of course, from the Lynch Hat Works there in Olson Brothers out in Spokane, Washington. And I tell you what, friends, this is a tremendous cold weather coat, whatever you need a good strong coat for to stay warm. It would be great outdoors for any sort of work or just for show, or certainly it looks nice enough you can wear it to town on Saturday night if you want to. These are available for $100 to our shooting show audience. These great long dusters, and they're just terrific. They normally, I've seen these things go for as much as $250, and honestly that is a great price for our shooting show audience, so we need to give them a call. They also have these terrific hats that are handmade and all numbers of or assortments of styles or whatever else. These are very reasonably priced. What you need to do, you need to give Olson Brothers a call out there, and the Lynch Hat Works, of course, is inside Olson Brothers. Let me remind you, they also clean in block hats. If you got a hat you need worked on, they can do it for you. They have this little neat little newspaper type thing. You can give them a call, area 509-328-4617. And let me remind you, they have all sorts of accessories like colognes and spurs and all sorts of neat stuff. So friends, please remember, they're helping to keep our shooting show on the air. So if you need authentic Western clothing at a terrific price, just give our friends out there at Olson Brothers a call. I'll give you that number again, area 509-328-4617, and please tell them you saw it here on the program. Friends, we're going to look at something today that I think is important. We have several guns here from Ruger, and this is the GP100 .357 Magnum revolver. This is the SP101, also in .357 Magnum, and the third gun in this series is the Super Red Hawk, which is in .44 Magnum. Now, I say in a series because these guns are all related in several different areas, one of which is they have a post type frame that goes down into the grip. And honestly, the first gun I saw that was made like that was the Dan Wesson, and certainly I couldn't fault Ruger for picking up on somebody else's idea. Maybe it was their own idea, whatever, but The first post-type stock I saw on a gun was on a revolver, was on a Dan Wesson, and this sort of resembles that, and it was a darn good idea on the Dan Wesson, because what it does, and we'll look at that a little closer in just a moment, it gives you a lot more freedom in what type of grip you have on your gun. One of our viewers had written a while back wanting to know, in fact, where they could get a grip for a Security 6, I believe, that would correlate with a better angle as far as angle with your hand. To me, the ideal grip angle is on a 1911 pistol, and it is essentially you hold your hand out and just like you're pointing your finger, and the barrel is pretty much parallel with your finger. Well, on an average revolver, and especially on the factory Rugers, and they're not the only ones, most of them have a grip that comes back this way. What happens is when you put your hand out and like pointing, the barrel is pointing up. And I promise you, a lot of police officers that were nervous and involved in shootings with revolvers, they held their hands up, they couldn't see their sights, maybe it was at night, and they shot over of whatever target they were shooting at, whether it be someone or a car or whatever else. I know of one particular incident of a police officer who shot 6 times. He was at the bumper on this car. They were trying to get away. He shot his service revolver 6 times and missed the entire car all 6 times. And I think, that's my own feeling, is that angle has something to do it. Now, there are certainly variances in opinion out there, but for quick shooting and natural sight alignment, I'm going to go with pointing my finger. And on these revolvers, we did a piece on this a while back, it's been some time ago, but on the average revolver, be it a Ruger or Smith & Wesson or whatever, I think the Rugers have a little more radical angle here than some of the others, but with the stock grips. Anyway, there's pointing a lot of the revolvers is sort of like pointing your thumb. You have to bend your wrist over like so. And some of the European target guns are made like that, really steep angles where you're really pointing with your thumb. Well, my thought is you point with your first finger. It's more natural. And the good news is you can do something about it. Hogue has really come to the rescue. You notice 2 of these guns have Hogue grips on them. And I got to be honest, a while back one of our viewers, a good friend of ours, called, and we were talking about the Ruger GP100 actually, and by and large these are very fine and rugged guns. Now, the first ones that came in production had some difficulty with the gas ring. Ruger went to a different sort of gas ring than they had on the Security 6s, and certainly different from what Smith & Wessons have. And I had a couple of Rugers that came through here we had for testing. One of them I shot a bunch because I liked the gun overall, but what would happen, you shoot the gun, and due to, I suppose, that gas ring being different, or maybe it was made to the wrong specifications or what, but I would eject the empty shells, and then the cylinder would want to bind when I put it back in the frame. And what was happening is that some powder granules or some of the spent burn powder was blowing back down through the ejector hole there, and was getting under the ejector star, and it tied up the gun. Now, this is a fairly recent addition that we got from some folks that let us have this for the test program here, and this one hadn't given any trouble, and I'm thinking that maybe they worked that out. I don't know, but I had 2 or 3 of the earlier Rugers and of GP100s, and I had some difficulty from that particular thing. They shot fine, they worked great, but when you would eject the empty shells, sometimes you would get some extra powder granules underneath that ejector star, and it would tie the gun up. You try and put the cylinder back in the frame, and it wouldn't turn properly. And you could clean out from under the ejector star, and of course this can happen with any revolver. This is one of the few malfunctions that revolvers sometimes have. If you get something under that ejector star and it can't go back in place properly, of course that can happen on a Smith & Wesson, can happen on anything, but this was some difficulty I had on some of the GP100 Rugers. So maybe they fixed it. Maybe they did. Hopefully somebody up there was paying attention, because really, by and large, their frames, the guns themselves are good shooters, And I sort of like the way the actions work on these guns. I've shot a GP100 quite a bit in past years, and really they're rugged. Most of them tend to be extremely accurate, and it just takes some getting used to. If you've been used to shooting a Smith & Wesson, it'll be different. You know, it's just a different feel, different sensation. However, my main gripe, I guess, with most of the standard handguns that factories sell are the grips, the stocks. I don't know. We had someone say one time, we don't know what human hand they're made for. Well, I guess they're sort of at a compromise. Well, we're going to look here today at the SP101, and it's the only one of the three here that still has the stock grip, and we'll show you something. These little guns, for those of you who wonder about a small 357, well, there's some good reasons for it. Let's take a look at that now.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station. Friends, I want to remind you about the first annual Earlene Mandrell Celebrity Shoot, June 27 through 29 in Evansville, Indiana at the Evansville Gun Club. Remember, Earlene's also going to be a guest at our Fun Gun Days here in Louisiana on the 17th and 18th of this month. For information on the Celebrity Shoot, give them a call, area 812-768-6370, or you can fax them at area 615-230-7031.
Now, friends, we want to welcome a new sponsor to our program, and this is the Boresight Target Company. And they have literally all kinds of life-size targets like this groundhog, like this turkey, even three-dimensional. See the head pokes out there. But and they're freestanding. They have a little kit there that comes with them that you can stand them up on the ground. It's very, very simple. And of course, you can reshoot these targets many times. Just a little masking tape to straighten it up. Of course, it'll stand. Just tape over your hole there and shoot it again. These are excellent quality targets. They have literally all kinds of animals. We got a bear here somewhere, and also we have certainly for the training academy type things. A lot of police officers watch this program, so you fellows pay attention. The Boresight Target Company has the best prices that I'm aware of, certainly very inexpensive for these high quality cardboard targets. And some of you as police officers will be very familiar with this X-ring target here, and certainly this target here is commonly used by police officers in training. Also for self-defense academies where people are taking the concealed carry law, targets like this are very desirable because, heck, we need to know kind of where we're shooting if we're going to carry our gun in self-defense. Another thing they offer is shotgun patterning targets. You'd aim here at the little clay disc sticker or whatever they have stuck on. They have birds. This happens to be a clay disc, and this way you can tell where your shotgun is patterning. Really neat idea, and honestly, the quality is far away from what we've seen by many companies. It's excellent quality. Friends, here's what you need to do. Of course, realize they have deer and bear life-size targets, just like this turkey here, and they have rabbits and squirrels, and of course the pattern here gives it a 3D effect, and of course a little poke out head there. Anyway, you need to give Boresight Targets a call. Here's their number. They're in New Washington, Ohio. Their number is area 419-492-2175. Again, area 419-492-2175. 492-2175, or you can try their 800 number, 1-800-200-9690. Again, 1-800-200-9690. We really do appreciate their participation because they understand the importance of keeping information about shooting and guns, true information, on television, and this is the best way to do it on this shooting show. So friends, please give them a call. They have some great prices on these targets. You will not be disappointed. They're also very nice people, so we're going to support them because they're supporting us, helping to keep our show on the air.
All right, friends, the reason for a little bitty or a small 357 Magnum is one reason and one reason only, and that is brute power. Let's shoot our first water bottle here with a standard 38 special loaded. Okay, not too much action there. Yeah, we had a little excitement there, not much. Now then, let's shoot the other water bottle with a 125 grain jacketed hollow point running out of this little 3-inch barrel gun at about 1,350 feet per second. Let's see the difference. Get the water. See, as far as power goes, there's not much comparison.
Now friends, we've showed why the amount of power, and if you're in a self-defense situation and you can have a 357 Magnum that is shootable, and these Rugers really are shootable, and the good news is with a 3-inch barrel, it approaches a full-size gun. It's only about 50 feet per second in velocity behind the full-size GP100, so which I think is rather remarkable actually. But since you do have that 3-inch barrel, remember, for each inch of barrel you can normally count on about 50 or so feet per second per inch. So this is really a very small and portable gun. Be an excellent backup gun for a police officer, be a great gun for a woman. Now, you might want to put one of the better 38 specials if you're a smaller statured person or you're recoil sensitive, but the good news is you can shoot the 38 special and then you can work up to a 357 Magnum. Now let's take this Ruger here with the stock grip, and we're going to run a little time test here. We've got 3 targets, and this would be as in a self-defense situation, and let's just take the stock grip and see how well I'll do this afternoon. Go ahead and get in position along about here. Press our timer. We'll go from the low ready position. Okay, 1.31 seconds. And we have hit here. Had a good hit here, but actually 2 of my hits were on the outside of the circle, and it wasn't as fast as I would have liked, but with this standard smaller grip, stock grip, that's as well as I could do then anyway. Well, let's change the grip to something I think is much more user-friendly and see what happens then. Here the gun's unloaded. The way you take off the Ruger grip, you just undo this screw right here, and these are a little different from what we may be used to seeing on certainly on Smith & Wesson and some other things. Take our grip screw out there, and you've got a panel that will come out like so. And this little pin right here is what you'll use to take the gun down. Most of us won't have an opportunity to do that, but we'll take it off also on the other side. And one way you can do it, you can just screw the pin on through the other side and pull it out like so. Okay, you've got this piece right here. This is a cross pin, and we're just going to push it out. Now then, and take the stock grip off the gun. Now then, as you can see, this is quite a bit different. We have a Smith & Wesson here. We'll take the grip off it. And see, you have a grip frame in the shape of what we're normally used to as far as the grip goes. These Rugers have a post type grip, and realize again you get a lot of variations you can do as far as putting a different grip on the gun or different shape. Now we have the little piece here from Hogue, and we'll take it out like so, and we'll install it right in the same hole there. Now then, we'll place part of it over. It's kind of spring steel here. Here we go. Now then, take our screw out. Very simple. And really, the Hogue is just almost the same size, a little bit bigger than the stock grip. Right here, though, it has quite a bit more padding up at the top of your hand. So we'll just install it. It's very simple. Now then, we'll put our screw in place from the bottom. Like so. And you want it good and snug. You don't want to strip it, you don't want to tear it up, but you want it good and snug. Now see, this already has much improved the grip angle. So when I'm holding the gun, notice that the barrel is much more near parallel to my first finger. Much improved.
And friends, due to time limitations on today's show, we'll come back to this feature next week.
We hope you're enjoying our program today. We're very, very pleased to be here. We want to remind you that we're here in part because of your contributions. So please, whatever you can do toward helping us continue on the air, we wish you'd send to the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Duberly, Louisiana. The zip code 71024. Our phone number 318-377-5189. I want to mention our Shooting Show support group and the good folks at Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery down in Denham Springs, Louisiana. They do all sorts of custom leather work, including harnesses for guide dogs. And that number is area 504-667-9225. Want to remind you about our Shooting Show Fun Gun Days now. It's next weekend when you're seeing this. If those of you see this live on Sunday night, you'll see it next weekend, May 17 and 18 at Clark Custom Guns. Now get a pencil. You want to write this down. It's to find Clark Custom Guns. You come I-20 east from Shreveport to exit 33. It's about 10 miles, I guess, from Bossier City, which is across the river from Shreveport. Exit 33. You go north on Highway 157 to Highway 80, and then you go 2 miles east on Highway 80 to Clark Custom Guns. It's clearly marked in the shootout range there. And watch for signs, bring your lawn chairs. This is going to be a great time. We're looking forward to seeing Earlene Mandrell, certainly Bill Jordan, Jerry Michelik's going to do some demonstrations. Judge and I will be there walking around. I will certainly be there the entire time. And I will do the radio show on Sunday from Clark Custom Guns there in Princeton, Louisiana. So we look forward to seeing you. The hours are going to be 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. We're going to have, if you want to compete in cowboy action shooting, bring your stuff. We're going to have some IPSC stages. If you'd like to compete, bring your stuff. We will have some revolver matches, or at least something that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to have some instruction. Safety is, of course, a first consideration. Please remember to bring eye and ear protection with you. Now, we'll have some available there at Clark's, but certainly look forward to seeing as many people as possible. About this right now, a bill is, the Congress is working on a bill to punish juvenile offenders, predators, violent offenders as adults. And the liberals, the anti-gun people, have tried to tack a rider onto that, saying that all guns must have trigger locks on them that are stored in your home, every last gun, and they want to allow the federal government to come into your home and give checks to go through your stuff, look at your guns in your home, and give checks to see if, unannounced checks, to see if your guns are locked up. What do you think about that?
I think it's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous, and anybody that votes for that bill needs to be voted out of office. I don't care if they're Republicans or Democrats or Independents. That includes some of my Republican friends. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to punish violent juvenile offenders as adults. And the liberal Democrats are opposed to that. But the liberal Democrats figure, well, they're going to get ridden over on this anyhow, so they're tacking on some liberal stuff to the bill.
Well, friends, we've run out of time on today's program. We want to thank you so much for being with us. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so by dialing up www.advantagehootin.com/shooting-show. Also, if you would like to email me, you can at j1roland@aol.com. Friends, please remember our radio show from 12 to 2 o'clock Eastern Time. That's 12 noon until 2 o'clock Eastern Time on the American Freedom Network, GE1, Channel 7. Also, our gospel show on Sunday mornings, 10 and 10:30 Eastern Time, G4, Channel 14. We'll see you on the next show.